Hello friends, welcome to our second video of our ReactJS playlist. So first I want to show a quick overview about what we have to build inside this video. So this is our project and first you have to input your birth date. I input my birth date anything. So whenever our user is enter his birth date, you can see here a birth date that he added that here shows. After that, it will show how many years, months, and days our user is old with this congrats image. To do this project, basic React.js knowledge is required. So if you don't watch our first video on React.js framework, then go inside description. I added my first video link. So first watch that video and then you will sufficient to understand this project and how it works. So let's start our coding part by installing our create react app. So first we have to write npm install create react app and write g. This is for globally. So we can use our create react app inside our desktop from anywhere. Now press enter here. If you got an error like npm is not recognized as internal or external command, so first you have to download this node.js. So if you don't download yet, then you have to download this latest version. I already downloaded. Now let's create our project folder by writing this create react app command. This is our Ageteller project, so I want to use my folder name Ageteller. Then press enter here. This might take some time, so I want to speed up this process. So now our project folder is created successfully. Then we want to use React Bootstrap for simplicity. So we want to install that package. So write npm install React Bootstrap. Then we have to write here this save command. We use this save command because we want to get this React Bootstrap inside our package.json file. So press enter here. So this dependency is added successfully. Then move to our favorite text editor. To start this project, first I want to suggest install this prettier code formatter extension. I already installed. We download this extension for our simplicity. So whenever we save our project, it will automatically regenerated into nice format. After that, press Ctrl comma to open our settings. Then right here format on save, and you have to check this. So now our folder is created Ageteller. First close this. Now I want to close this command prompt and I want to use this terminal inside our VS Code. Then go inside our project folder, and to start our React app we have to write npm start, then press enter. Then you can see our browser is open automatically. Here you can see our React app is generated successfully. Then go inside VS Code. First I want to delete this auto generated file. So delete this source. Now again I created. Inside that I want to create a new file called index.js. Now first we want to import our React OpenJS library. So we have to write this import React from React. After that we want to import React DOM. So React DOM is a library for web apps that lets you manipulate our DOM. So right here import React DOM from React DOM. Now save this. So first we want to render something. So right here React DOM dot render. Inside that I want to use this div command, and this is our Ageteller app. So I have to write here this Ageteller. After that we have to write this document get element by id, because we need to enable JavaScript to run this index.html file. You can see here this is division by id root, and you need to enable JavaScript to run this app. So here by calling this root we have to write this document get element by id. After that save this, then press Ctrl C here and start our React app again by writing npm start. First I want to suggest, if you don't watch our React basic video, then check my description. I added our ReactJS basics video link. After that press enter here and refresh this our React page. Here you can see our Ageteller is showing successfully, because here inside this D command we write this Ageteller. Now let's create our first React custom component. Components are the building blocks of any React app, and a typical React app will have many of these. So let's create a new folder inside our source file called components. Inside that I want to create a new file called index.js, sorry app.js. Inside this custom component class, first we have to import our React. Then I also want to import our component. Then let's create our new class. I want to use this app name. The name is totally up to you. And this is class extends component. After that let's write our some basic React. First we want to render. Inside that we want to return something, and we want to return inside this div command, and this is our Ageteller component. I tell you earlier this is our component. So for simplicity, because we don't want to put all of our code inside this index.js first file, so to get this our app.js inside this file, so we have to export this. So right here export default and right here app, then save this. Now we have to tell this index.js file that we export this app component. So we have to write here import app from inside our component folder, and our file name is app. So now save this again, and inside your browser you can see here Ageteller, because we don't use this app component here. So by removing this div command, we have to use that app component. So now save this, and you can see here Ageteller component is showing successfully, because inside this we write here Ageteller component. So now we have to use our form, because inside our form user can add his birth date, and after that the age is showing. So we have to use all of this functionality inside our form component. So let's import this functionality from our earlier imported package React Bootstrap. So from React Bootstrap we want to import this form control, and button. React Bootstrap. Now save this. Inside our div, first remove this HTML component, and here we want to use this form inline. Inside that we want to use this form control. This is our date type, so write type is equal to date, then closing this tag. After that I want to give some space, so I write here this space, then save this. You can see whenever I save this code, this is regenerating because we use this ptr code formatter. So after save this, inside our Chrome you can see here our form control with this date type is added successfully. After that I want to add a button, so write the button tag here and write submit. Now again save this, and you can see here button is added successfully. Now let's add some CSS stuff to do some style, because this looks very simple. So go inside our Bootstrap CDN and go inside this getbootstrap.com docs, and here I want to copy this, and I want to use inside my index.html file, and on the title I want to use that link. So paste here, then press Ctrl S to save this. So as we save, visit our React app. You can see here our new style or our CSS link is added successfully. This looks very big from your React app, because I want to zoom in this. So let's zoom out and reset this. So this is our form control with type date. Inside that we want to add any date. Now I want to show here input your birthday. So inside your VS Code we have to write here h2 command for input your birthday. Now save this, and you can see here input your birthday is added. Yes. Now let's create another file inside our component. Right here app.css. We created this file to do some padding and margin stuff. So right here app, inside that padding. This is basic CSS. Then I want to text align center. Then our font size is 16 px. Now save this. Now we have to tell our app.js file that we included this app.css also. So here we want to import that app.css. Now save this and go inside your browser and refresh this page. You can see nothing is changed because we don't use this class inside our this division method. So right here class name, this is our JSX syntax, so we have to write class name instead of class only. So write that app and save again, and after refreshing this page you can see here some modification is done successfully. Let's make this application dynamic by giving this app component some state. We want to use some state because whenever our user is added birthday, so our program is grab that. So first we have to use this constructor. Constructor class is run automatically without any call. Inside that we have to use this super. This keyword is used to set up our state. Now let's create our state. Inside that call a new variable like new date, and now I want to give this empty string. Now save this. So first whenever our user enter his birthday, our this new date variable is called. So to do this functionality we have to use this onChange method. This is our JavaScript stuff. Inside that we want to call this state, so right here event because this is our event handling, and right here this dot set state because we want to change that state and we want to change our new updated birth date. So right here set state. Inside that we have to call our new date. This new date command is used to grab our user birthday whenever he submitted on this. So we have to use that. So we have to write event.target.value. Again save this. Now after grabbing our user birthday, we want to change this new date state. So we have to use another function below our constructor. I want to name this function change birthday. First inside that I want to print this dot state. We don't want to use this curly bracket. Then to call this function after clicking on button, so we have to write our new method. This is our on click. So inside that we want to call that function by getting this arrow. This dot our function name is change birthday, and this is our function, so use this bracket. Now to check this, first save and go inside your Chrome and refresh our page again, and first go inside our console. This, and write any birth date. Now press submit and you can see here our new date is added successfully inside our console. Now let's add some default birthday by writing this birthday variable. I use my birthday, you can use yours. First I want to use year, after that my month and my date. And whenever user added his birthday, our default birthday is changed. To use this property, we have to write this dot set state. Inside that we want to change our birthday, so write here birthday and pass this dot set dot new date. Now save this, go inside your browser and refresh this page again. You can see here there is an error because this is our string. So now again save this and refresh this page again. Now submit any date here and press submit. Now you can see our new birth date is changed from our default birth date that we added here. Now we want to show our user that how many years, months and days that he lived. So to do this we have to use another component. So inside our component folder create a new file called Ageteller.js. Now let's add our default stuff. Import React and component from React. After that we want to use our class with our ageStates name and that will extend our component. Inside that I want to render something and return this div tag. Inside that I want to use this h3 tag and inside these curly braces we want to use this date. So right here this props dot date. After that export this module, export default and our class name is ageStates. Now save this and we have to tell our app.js that we included this component. So right here import ageStates. Behind this we want to also tell ageStates and use from. Now again save this. Now use that ageState component after this button. So right here ageStates and closing this. Now again save this. Inside that we want to add our children property because we have to pass this props.date here. So we want to pass that by this date method and inside that we have to write this dot state dot birthday. So after saving this, open our Chrome and refresh this and you can see here our default birthdays is added and after choose another birthday and press submit here, you can see here our default birthday is changed. Now we want to show users current years, month and date that he lived. So we have to minus this birth date from our current date. So let's add this functionality by this helping function added inside our Ageteller.js, and I want to write our function name time since. Inside that I want to pass this date parameter. Now luckily JavaScript comes with his own date class, so we use that date class to find our current date. So inside our today variable I want to grab current birthday, so write here new date and our get time method. This is built in JavaScript, and we also want to grab our user birth date, so write here other date variable, and inside this new date we want to pass this date, so write here date, and after that write get time. Now get time is defined in this date class, and that will returns the value in milliseconds. Now we have to want our absolute value from our today and other date. So first we have to difference that. So put inside our another variable called difference. Inside that write math apps, and we want to difference between today and other date. Yes. Now save this. Now return this difference variable by using our jQuery syntax. So return, and to jQuery syntax we have to use this backtick, and after that this dollar syntax we have to pass our difference variable inside this curly bracket, and this is our milliseconds. Then we have to call this time change function. So inside this return I use this as full tag, and I want to write congrats on this dot time since. By writing this we have to call that function with our current date, so we have to pass this dot props dot date, that inside this, so write here this dot props dot date and close all the brackets, and now again save this. And inside our browser, first you can see here none milliseconds because we don't added any date here. So let's add something date and press submit here, so you can see the difference is shown in milliseconds. So we have to change this into years, months and days by doing some mathematical stuff. To get our remaining days we have to use another variable called days. Inside that we have to use this math.store method, and we have to divide this difference because we want to get remaining days, so we have to divide that difference by this is our milliseconds, so first we have to divide that into thousands, then our seconds, after that hours, so 24 hours in a day. Now to get our years, so inside our another variable we have to float this, and to grab year we have to divide these remaining days by this 365. because 365 days in 1 year. Now after that year's passing, we have to show our remaining days again. So right here, days and years into 365. Remember, this is some complex mathematical stuff. If you don't understand, then don't get panic about this, because our main motto is to build our React app, not this mathematical stuff. So press semicolon here. So with these remaining days, we have to find our months. So let month math.floor. We have to divide this days with 31, because in a month there is a 31 days. Remember, we don't consider here leap year scenario and a month which had 30 or 31 days, because our main motto is to build our React app successfully. So we don't consider that leap year scenario. After that, we again have to find our remaining days. So months with 31. After that, we want to print that years, month and date. So here we want to return by our jQuery syntax to use backtick. Backtick is about tab, and pass this with this dollar syntax. First we have to pass our years inside of curly braces. Then we want to pass our months, and at the end we have to pass our days. Now save this. There is an error, difference and math is not defined, because we use capital M and here we use this difference. So our typo mistake here. Now again save this by removing that error and submit any birth date. You can see output is in milliseconds, because we forgot to remove this. Now again save and go inside your browser and refresh the page. So after choose any birth date, submit, and you can see here you are 3 years, 0 months and 28 years old. Remember, we don't add our leap year scenario. Let's add some animation. So whenever this line shows congrats, we have to show our image. So I want to use this image that is downloaded inside my computer. You can use any image. So first I want to copy this inside our project folder. So now copy and open my project folder. This is our Ageteller app. Inside source, I have to create another folder called assets. Inside that, I want to paste that image. So yes, now we have to tell our astate.js that we import our assets folder. First import. My image name is party proper. You can use any name here. And this is inside our assets. So right here, assets, and inside that our image name is partyproper.jpg. Now again save this So after congress, I want to show that image. So we have to use this image tag, and inside that I want to use source, and we have to call that party proper variable by using these curly braces. So variable name is party proper. After that, write some alt css and write here party proper. After that, we want to add class name that we will create. Now again save this. After save this, you can see here inside our browser our image is added successfully. Now to small this image, we have to go inside our app.css, and inside that our class name is party popper, and we want to change that width and height. Height is also 200 px. Now again save this. You can see our logo is changed. Now I want to use some functionality like whenever our user submit on this button, after then our image is shown. So to do this, first go inside our Visual Studio Code, and first we have to set our flag with true and false. So whenever flag is true, then image is shows, otherwise not. So first inside this, our flag name is show state, and by default this is false. So if this button is submitted, then we have to convert this flag into true. So inside this button, if this dot state dot show states is true, then we want to use this age states component. So cut and paste here, otherwise show empty div. This closing tag is here. Now save this, go inside our browser, and you can see our default image is gone first. After click on button, we have to change our flag to default false to true. So here show states true. Now save this. Error because we use this. Now again save, error is gone. So after save, go inside your browser, refresh this page again, and choose your birth date. Anything here, and press submit. After that, you can see the image is added whenever our user is click on the submit button. Congrats on 14 years, 8 months and 50 days years you are old. So I hope you like our project to get how many years, months and days our user is old. If you got any error by creating this project, then check my description. I also added my GitHub code. So if you got an error, then copy and paste inside your favorite text editor and do this project completely right and understand what is React and how is work. I hope you guys like this video. If you really like, then press like button and subscribe to our channel because I will add more React project like this.